Welcome back to part 41 of the C8 Corvette surface design in Solidworks, and this is going to be part 41. And then let's just jump through quickly what we aim to accomplish in this tutorial. So we are aiming to create the this rear the rear brake lights in this small corner here, and then the Corvette logo, the Corvette text here, which is going to be a debossed future. I'm not sure what font is this, but it seems like it's kind of in an angle, but we will try to find the best fonts for this one. And if it does not work, then we're just gonna trace some of the real Corvette text and then deboss them. And then once that's done, obviously we're going to add the plate number, which is also going to be a deboss, an emboss deboss body here. And then of course we're going to also create we're also going to create the stingray statue. Let's call it statue. There's stingray statue that is in the back here. Okay, so let's start by creating these rear brake lights in this corner here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit together these two here, and I'm going to knit together these two here, and I'm going to knit together these two, which seems like they already knitted together into one piece. Okay, so once that's done, I'm going to thicken these two surfaces to 0.1. 0.1, it's enough for that one, and thicken that. Of course, we want to thicken inwards, not outwards. Okay, so once we thicken that surface, I'm going to jump into my feature tree here and make a sketch on the front plane, and press normal to profile. And I'm going from this inner corner out relatively straight, and then I'm going to exit this sketch here, and I want to drop a plane on this point here. So select the line first and select the point first, and then we're going to make a sketch on this plane here, of course normal to profile. And then we're gonna go from basically we're gonna go from this area here, maybe a little bit in, but maybe at the same height as this here, maybe just a little bit for that corner, and then it's going like that in that direction, that cut. And then alright, so yeah, so we're gonna go from here to here, and then extrude cut, make an extruded cut. And then once we created that extruded cut, we're going to extrude the surface inwards, And once we extrude that surface inwards, we're going to make this section out. This is going to extrude outwards because it has two surfaces. It has a surface that goes in, then this thing comes out. So I want to create that because it's going to be some LEDs in here, obviously. And once we do the rendering, I want this LED to reflect from this small inserted surface in this area. Okay, so as we talked about, we're gonna go from this corner up, and that is all right, I'm keep forgetting it's inner closer now. So right, so it's going to be from here, from somewhere here exactly, and then go from to that area here. Okay, so I'm going to grab a spline. A simple spline here, and I want to drop that spline starting from here and bring it to somewhere about in the midpoint section, and then I want to click on this line and this control point and make that horizontal, and I want to come into this point here and just pull it out in this direction. So that will create that lovely surface for us once we mirror this over to this side, right? So I think it's going to be a bit thick, so I'm going to delete this one so I can pull it down a little bit to about here. I don't want to make it that thick. And then I'm going to make this line, pull this line down to about here, and then that looks good there, and then we look pretty straight on that one. And then I'm going to add a so let's grab a center line here, a center construction line, and then drop that center line in the middle. And I want to make that center line straight, make sure of that, and I'm going to click on this line and I'm going to mirror it over this center line right there. Of course, it's going to drop it here and we're going to fill this section, this small piece in. All right. And I'm going to grab a spline and then connect these 2 points. And of course, hold control to make that tangent. And then click on this and hold control and make that tangent. Okay, so once that tangent right there, I want to mirror this whole thing over to the other end. So let's grab that center line and then just drop it in the middle here. I mean, we could use a plane bulb when we want. So let's choose the entities, these entities here. And we're going to mirror over here. Press OK. And then we just want to make sure that this is a straight line, and it appears to be not. So I'm going to come in here and then move this handlebar down a little bit. And then that's now perfect. It creates that nice curve up and down, which is what I was looking for. All right, so that's great. I'm going to exit the sketch. And because we thickened our surface, that will give us the possibility to do an extruded cut. We could make a cut if it's a surface as well, but because it's a complex surfaces, it might give us some errors. Okay, so let's jump into the futures here and make an extruded cut from this sketch. And the direction is going to be this one, but we can just pull this in, I suppose. Okay, let's try that again. So extrude a cut, let's select the sketch. And the direction is this one. Let's see if it will do it. Is it open anywhere? What is this? I want to make an extruded cut and not a projection, obviously. So extruded cut. Select the plane, sketch, edge, sketch. Select the sketch. It's doing something different. And find out why. Are we touching everywhere? Hope so. It's not shading itself in, so that's indication for not being closed. So I gotta get this sketch closed up somehow. Alright, so let's come in here. Let's come in here and just let's grab a. So let's do that sketch again. So let's make a sketch on this plane, sketch, and then spline. So let's drop it here and make the second one, and then exit that, Control Z. Let's start from here. And connect to this line. And then grab another spline and then we're gonna bring this line up to here. Okay, and then the second one. And connecting to that point. Okay, now that's shaded in nicely. That's beautiful. And we're gonna hide the first sketch that we made. So I'm just gonna click on that and hide that, the first one only. And the second one will stay in place. Okay, and let's try and do that extruded cut now. And let's select our sketch here. And that will do it at this time. Perfect. Alright, so press OK. and that created a beautiful cut for us there, and this time we have that beautiful sharpness right there that we've been looking for. All right, so the next thing we want to do is jump into the sketch and then 3D sketch, and we want to convert these edges here. All right, convert these edges and convert them all the way. And guys, if you're just tuning into my channel, don't forget to subscribe. We learn together surfacing, and I want to tell you something. If you learn surfacing, everything else falls below that. I mean, mechanical, all the other branches in solid, I mean, mold to sheet metal, add-ins, the inspections, everything. So really surface modeling in solid is really on the top, right? So okay, so press OK on that converted sketches here, and we have a nice thickness of this, which is beautiful. And you already know what I want to do next. So I want to grab a center line and drop it here, and I want to be on the Y and X, or yeah, Y and X is good, and I want to be straight, right? And then of course we're going to exit the sketch, click in the nowhere and go to surfaces, and we're going to extrude this sketch, right? So let's select the sketch, and we're going to select the direction of the pull. So I don't want to pull that much out, something like that. A little bit more back, just a tiny bit more, a little bit more, maybe a little bit more. And that is, let's just do a little bit more, right? That's perfect. All right, that's good. Okay, so we're gonna do a section view here. So let's do a section view on from the front, obviously, and we want to flip this section view and pull this section view back to about here. Press OK. So now we can create whatever we need to create on that cutout that we just made in here. Okay, since we extruded in, we have some surfaces there, and we want to cap up this end. So fill surface and select these edges here. This small piece, don't forget that. And this one here. And that there. And that should cap it up in theory. Let's maybe open somewhere. Fill surface. Okay, so let's try a boundary. So selection manager. This here, this small piece. And this here. Press OK. And now the underside. So this one here. And the other side. And let's see if it caps it up. Arrow, open, close group. Okay, so it's not a closed group. All right, so in this case, That's probably because of this one. But so in this case, what we're going to do here is going to sketch, 3D sketch, and convert entities, right? Convert some entities here. Or instead of converting entities, let's just do a 3D sketch all the way around. So this way we make sure that we have a closed sketch, right? So let's start from here and this point, and let's just go all the way around the edge here. Okay, yeah, just come down all the way to that corner here. All right, and the underside of it. Come on, there you go. So I'm wondering, like, how many of you actually been following my tutorials step by step? And I'm wondering how your model looks, so I'm going to leave an email address in the description. And if you can make a snapshot of your model and then send it to me, so actually I can see how well you've been able to follow my tutorial. That would be very fun, and then I would also display those models in my upcoming recap tutorial, and then well, if you allow me to. So if you send me a picture, a snapshot of your model of your C8, if you've been following my tutorial, and if you leave a comment that you allow me to share it uh, or not, I will respect it, of course, and I will not share it if you don't want me to. I'm also in a few Facebook groups, so. And also, I'm planning to do some one-on-one tutorials as well, live. So there's a few things are coming up in the future, and I got some great ideas as well. Come on, register, ready. There's the edge line there. There it is. And connect with that line. So exit this one here. And then let's see if we can do the fill surface with this sketch. Okay, so fill surface, and that capped it up very nicely. All right, so that took a little bit of time. Sorry about that. Okay, so now that extruded cut is inwards and we have this surface here to work on, I'm going to hide this plane here and hide this one as well, right? And then you already know what I'm planning to do here. So I'm going to thicken this surface that we just created. I'm going to thicken it with 0.1. Okay, and then I actually want to bring back that plane that which I just hid. So bring that plane back, show, and then I'm going to make a sketch on that plane. Normal to profile. Okay, and then I'm going to grab a probably, I wonder if I can do, well, let's do a straight line. Let's do a construction line which goes from this point to this point here. Okay, so we have a straight line, and then I'll want to add a few LEDs here. And that will show up very nice on our rendering. Okay, and now I'm just going to hold Control and click on all our circles here. And I'm going to make them equal. Well, I wanted to make them equal, but that didn't show up. Okay, so hold Control and press these circles again. And then make equal. Alright, so that's good. So now if I zoom in here and if I pull this to length, to size, then the rest will update. So I'm going to pull this up to this that much. Okay, and then I'm just going to make sure that they kind of almost almost the same gap between each other. Okay, that looks good to me. And then I'm going to grab another center line and bring it down from here, right? And I'm going to make mirrored entities, and I'm going to select all these circles. I'm going to mirror it over this line here. Press OK. All right, so that's a love relationship right there, right? Okay, so exit the sketch. And then let's do a deboss. So let's select the sketch itself and select the face, which is this face. And then it's going to be a 2mm extrude, and it's going to be an emboss, right? And wrap, and make sure wrap is selected. So press OK. All right, so that's created our LEDs, and I kind of straight, some of them straight, some of them not straight, because the surface behind is not the straightest, but that will work for us. Okay, and then okay, so this one is not circular there. That's fine, and then we can work with that. Actually, we could possibly get rid of these three here if we go back into our sketch here. Edit sketch. And let's just get rid of the last two sketches here. Alright, and the other side as well, the last two. Alright, and then press OK. Exit the sketch. Okay, that looks a lot better. That looks much better. And then let's just jump into fillets and press 1 and see what that gives us. Okay, so let's try 0.1. Let's try 0.5, 0.5, and that's the LED, right? And I'm just gonna add that to. We not need to add it there. Okay, let's clear selections and start again. This one. All right. So make sure that we are choosing the top one, not the lower one. Okay, that's good. All right, and now we're just gonna jump in here and then add some LED appearance on them. So we got LED here, and these LEDs is going to be. Let's make them. Well, let's make them red for now, and then we can change it later. Apparently, it's going to be added or edited in section view, right? So we're still in section view. I didn't realize. So let's edit now. All right, and we just need to edit one more time on the fillet. So copy that appearance and edit, paste that to the fillets. All right, so we got the rear brake lights LEDs. That's good. And now we just have to create a cover that kind of comes out a little bit, right? But it falls from the halfway from the inside, so we need to make some 3D sketch on that inside section. Or to make it faster, let's just create a sketch on this plane again. So make a sketch on this plane, normal to profile, and let's convert this face. Hope it's not going to convert the LED lines as well. No, it didn't. That's good. So now that's converted that one, we're gonna offset it. And I want to offset it to 1. And then not by direction, and then reverse. And so 1 is going to be too much. So 0.2. maybe 0.3. Yeah, that will be good. And we are not touching any LEDs, or are we? Maybe a little bit here. So 0.2. Yeah, 0.2 is good. Press OK, and we want to cut out the outside here because we don't need that. Okay, it's all cut out. Okay, and then we just want to project that curvature. So split line, not split line, exit the sketch. And let's do a projection. And we want to sketch on face, so the face is going to be this inside face. Right, press OK. Alright, fantastic. We have a projected curve on that inside face. So now we're going to do a sketch, 3D sketch, convert entities, and we're going to convert this projected curve. Alright, fantastic. And then we're going to grab another construction line and snap it onto this line here, and I want to make it straight and on the Y and X. All right, I'm going to exit this sketch, and then let's go to surfaces and extrude surface. Let's select the sketch, and the direction of pull is going to be the construction line here, and we want to pull it out to about, not too much, about here, because we want this step here so that the LED reflects from that. About here, that's gonna be perfect. Okay, and it will reflect perfectly on that. All right, let me just make a quick snip. And desktop. Save. Okay, good. All right, and then yeah, I'm going to press OK. So 2 millimeters. So 2.5 depth. Okay, press OK. Alright, so now we have the surface. To see better, we're going to add this here, these shaded lines. And we have this surface here. Alright, so one more thing we need to do here is to cap that off is we're going to grab a 3D sketch and a spline, and I'm going to add this line from here to here. Alright, and let's just jump into the rear view here, and I want to make sure that line is straight and in the middle here. Alright, we don't need this here, so delete. Alright, and let's jump to, unfortunately it needs to be on this surface here, not the inner surface. So Let's get rid of that one and do another one, another 3D spline. And let's make sure that we are on the surfaces. So this edge here and this edge here. Again, let's jump into view. Just make sure that we are somewhat straight. Somewhere here and pull it straight. Again, I hope I didn't snap again into the wrong place. No, this time we are good. And then just jump into the side here. And let's pull that into profile. So that's gonna be a good profile for us. Something like that. And let's see what we can do with this. All right, so exit the sketch. Let's jump into surfaces and fill surface. And let's select the lower part here. It might not work, so we might do a bundle surface. Oh wow, it did cap it up very nicely, so it did work. I hope it worked for you as well. And for the constraint curve, let's choose this here. Hopefully it generates it. Oh wow, that's a very I need to pull back that constraint curve a little bit. So we're gonna jump into the side view here and just pull this constraint curve, edit the sketch, and I'm gonna pull this back a little bit. Okay, exit the sketch. And then let's do it now. So the top section, lower section, and the constraint curve. And press OK. Right. Yeah, so it's almost good, but not quite. So what I want to do, I'm going to delete it. I'm going to delete it, and then it's going to be a little bit more tedious. Okay, so I'm going to jump into 3D sketch, grab the 3D spline, actually exit the sketch. I want to make sure 3D sketch, 3D spline, and then stay on this edge here. Oh wow, exit, Control Z, and then one more time. And then we want to stay on this edge here. And then to this corner. And then another one. Yeah, of course, we want to stay on that outer edge, so. Okay. Exit the sketch. and then let's add another 3D spline somewhere back here, and that's also to keep the profile. So getting to view on the side here, and then pull this out to about that much. Okay, exit here. And the fingers crossed, let's create that surface. So fill surface, this one here, and this line. And for constraint curve, this curve here. Press OK. And that's a beautiful surface. Thank you very much. That's a beautiful one. All right, that's what we've been looking for. And then let's mirror over. So mirror, of course, front plane to mirror. Front one's bodies to mirror is this surface here. And then press OK. Very nice surface we have right there for that rear lights. Let's hide this plane, and let's take off these shaded lines, and let's hide this projected curve. Okay, that's good. All right, and let's add a dark glass on that, very dark glass on that surface. So reflective clear glass mirror, no. Blue glass, no. Textured frosted glass. Let's do frosted glass. And then add that frosted glass on this one as well. Okay, and then let's jump into the frosted glass and then edit the appearance of that frosted glass. So edit the appearance and then make it nice and dark, and even darker black. Wonder if we can do better than that. Okay, so let's take off these appearances here, remove appearance, and then glass, blue glass. Let's try add blue glass instead. Blue glass, and then blue glass on this one as well. Okay, and then jump into the blue glass and edit that appearance. And let's make it black as possible. Okay, let's jump to advanced illumination, and maybe take off some of the transparency amount. There you go. And that will work for us. Transparency amount, that's good. All right, fantastic. So that's created our LEDs here. And then all right, so that's how I did it. You can do it differently if you want. So I'm just going to jump into solids here, or high gloss plastic, and then get that black and drop it back here to the rest of the body back there to make that black, and then paste appearance. Okay, so that looks a lot better. We have our LEDs that's showing up right there, which is fantastic. And then red LED, edit appearance, and then yellow, red, green, yellow. Yeah, red, stay with red, and then surfacing, no, actually illumination, and then reflection amount, let's bring that up. is good here. And then specular amount, luminosity intensity. And bring that a bit up. Okay, that's good. I'm just bringing it up now as much as I clicked. Okay, that's good. And then it's nice luminous now. It will show up very nicely on the when we do the rendering, of course. Okay, so now we have our LEDs and the brake lights created. Let's go ahead and create the embossed Corvette logo. We still have time for that, and possibly the stingray as well, or we make another tutorial for the rest as well. All right, but right now let's just try to create that Corvette logo as well. So let's make a sketch on the front plane and normal to profile, and then let's grab that center line and then go from here to here. So we're gonna emboss that logo there, and then exit the sketch. Okay, and then add the plane to here, right? All right, so we want to make a sketch on this plane. Make a sketch, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to press spacebar and then click on this view here. Okay, so I want to grab a 3-point arc, and I want to bring that 3-point arc from here to here and pull that down to about here. Okay, and then I'm going to stay on this line and hold and right click and make that line into a construction line. I'm going to exit the sketch. Okay, and now let's go to sketches and then text. Let's select the curve here, so the text will write on this one here, and then now we're just going to write in Corvette. So it needs to be bigger. So let's deselect use commands and fonts, and let's try do 11 click points and 11. Okay, and let's try now. See, it's still very small. Let's go back in here and select 20. Let's try now. See, it's getting bigger. It's all right. Let's just want to make it a little bit bigger. Let's try 22. And front style, I want to make it bold. And for the style, let's try and do one that is Alright, so there's not many choice, right? So let's try add not Arial. Constania, Career, New, Franklin Gothic. So let's try Franklin Gothic on this one. And then strikeout effect. No, not that. Okay, press OK, and let's try that one. Okay, that might work. So let's leave space between each letter. All right, and then let's just bring the space bar there and then drop it in the middle, somewhere there. Okay, and I want to make this text a little bit like that. And then I'll press OK. Okay, so that looks good to me, hopefully. And now we just have to exit the sketch and jump to Emboss and select the text from this drop-down menu and select the sketch here. All right, I want to make sure that emboss is selected and wrap. So let's select the face here. So if it shows up yellow on your face, that you know that you're in the right spot, right? So for thickness, we're going to stick with 2 millimeters, or let's just try 1. I think 2 might be too much, and press OK. Okay, I think that will work. For the Corvette logo, maybe it's a little bit too much. I think it's a little bit sticking out a little bit too much. Let's see how much time we have left. We still have time. Okay, so let's come in here and edit. We can always change the style of the text. So let's try 0.5. Okay, that's a lot better now. And then I want to grab some appearances from here. Copy appearance. I want to drop it on this text. Perfect. All right. Actually, maybe I want to make that appearance black high gloss. Black high gloss. Edit appearance. I want to make that a bit brighter. And that's not it. Black high gloss. Black high gloss. Edit appearance. And then basic. No, done. All right, so let's jump back in here, and instead of the black, let's select the dark gray. Add it onto the debug section, so that's good. All right, so that created our Corvette texture there. Of course, you can change different style, obviously, because this is not exactly the right style for this one. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it as is. Okay, and then let's see what happens if we jump into pitch black here. And then black high gloss plastic. Let's see. Light gray gloss plastic. That's what we just put on that one. Gloss, okay. That will work. Or it will show up much better on the rendering. Okay, so let's hide this plane here. This plane as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave this tutorial here, guys and girls, and then in the next tutorial we're going to create the logo here, the Stingray logo, and the plate number bracket, and the plate number body itself, and the spoiler, and then hopefully, you know, after that we can get on the wing mirror. All right, So thank you very much for staying with me in this tutorial. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.